Hello, my name is Avni Krishna.
And my name is Melina Tortorella.
And today we're going to be talking about whether the American high school system or public high school system of having to take different credit requirements is as effective or accepted among students. So Melina, what are your thoughts about this?
Yeah, I think Staples is actually pretty good about this. In terms of, once you get to junior year, you start taking more classes that you want, but I also think that there are some challenges with the requirements that you have to take. Some students may feel that the classes that they're taking aren't actually going to apply to what they want to do outside of high school. And I think that there are a lot of more innovative high schools around the U.S. that are kind of taking initiative to implement more personalized schedules for the students so that what they're learning in school actually applies to the real world.
Yeah, I totally agree. And, my cousin who lives in India, actually, the Indian school system, by the time you get to your junior year, you pick a specialty, whether it's in, humanities or STEM, and you stick with that for your next 2 years. So you pretty much don't take any courses outside of that focus. And I think it really helps prepare you for colleges and helps you kind of build up your resume and your target for a certain college. And I also know, like what you said, like a lot of kids who are into STEM don't see the use in having to take 4 years of language credits or I guess English credits or art credits. And so I think it's kind of counterproductive, I guess, if kids want to really focus on something and really lean into it. What are your kind of thoughts on that also?
Yeah, I think for me, I'm definitely not interested in science or any of that. So I actually try to, get my science credits done earlier. But I was actually advised to continue with science because it would look good for colleges, which is kind of like, it's not what I personally want to do, but I'm just kind of doing it to show colleges that I'm well-rounded as a student. And I think that's kind of ridiculous that colleges would prioritize that over, seeing what students are actually interested in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. And we also talked to William Kwong, who is a really big STEM student, and Blake Reho, who is very much into the arts, to see what they have to say about this topic.
Although I definitely maybe struggled adapting to STEM classes and math classes at Staples as an underclassman, and I still sometimes struggle with them now as a humanities person or someone that prefers the humanities in school. I think that they've also helped me understand the importance of branching out and growing in subjects such as science and math. This has especially been important to me because going into high school, I always thought I was going to do something in the arts, and now that I'm a junior, I think that the Staples STEM classes have actually helped me sort of guide my career, and now I may want to go into something in STEM, which is super helpful.
Me personally, at least, I see having to take one whole credit of art as really annoying because I didn't take any art classes and I'm a junior, so I have to take an art class senior year, and it has to be a full year of art classes, and I'm not interested in art whatsoever. So I actually had to, because I had to fit an art class somewhere into my schedule, I actually had to not take AP Environmental Science or not take AP Psych. I was debating between the two. I had to instead take an art class, which is not going to really help me for college applications because I'm not interested in art and I'm not really going to learn anything that I'm going to apply in the field that I want to study for. So I see it as kind of a waste of time and a waste of a space in your schedule where you could have been taking something that you could have used to help you be better prepared for college and what you want to study in college.
We also talked to Soleil Denenbaum, who actually agrees with the current system that we have in place.
Hi, I'm Soleil Denenbaum. I'm a junior at Staples, and I think that having the requirements for all the credits is really great because students are able to explore what they may be interested in. And for example, I took classes in freshman year that were more targeted to my intended career path of architecture, but through those classes, was able to understand that that wasn't what I wanted to do, and I was able to explore other opportunities through the required credits.
This is Nora Ismail Bakali, a junior at Staples as well.
I think class requirements can definitely be annoying, but as a whole, they're important to an enriching high school education. I was not excited about fulfilling my personal finance graduation requirement this year, but the class is actually interesting and I've learned a lot. I don't think I would attend a high school where I had to pick a specialty. Even though I've been confident about what I want to pursue as a career since elementary school, it feels really early in my life to limit myself to just one option. I know my interests have changed so much during my time at Staples, and I've become involved in areas I never would have considered if I wasn't taking a diverse spectrum of classes.
It was great hearing from both of those students. I think they gave some really great insights. I also think overall, although we're critiquing the system, I do think in some ways it's good that like throughout the 4 years you're able to, or you're kind of forced to take a large number of classes among different subjects. I think that prepares you for maybe college where your interests will change. But I think overall, to kind of increase, I guess, the happiness among students and also maybe even a better grade output overall or GPA output for students, I think it's maybe a better idea to implement something like this where kids can choose a focus 2 years into high school.
Yeah, I think, other classes, students may be distracted with classes, as you said, with like the GPA. If they're not good at one thing, then that will really hurt their overall, outlook on college and higher education and what they want to do in life, because it can discourage them a lot. And I think that's an issue that we see in a lot of schools is students' happiness and
Yeah. So that's all that we have for today. Thank you for listening.
Bye.